We want to bring somebody on the line that's an infamous person in the United States and Southern Oregon punk rock scene. Her name is ANGIE MIMA, and let's see if she's on the phone. Angie, you there?
Can you help?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us okay, Angie?
I can hear you, yes. Is that Reverend Moody?
It is. How you doing?
How you doing? Hi, Sister Tracy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
It's a lovely day. Hey, the sky was sort of clear except for those chemtrails, right?
Yeah, right. We were just saying the other night, when was the last time that you saw an actually totally blue sky? And it's been a while.
And you can see the hills.
Yay, the hills.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that. I'm down here in Phoenix, or up here from you, I guess.
Yeah, we lived over there for about 6 months, I guess, in the Phoenix area.
Yeah, it's all right.
I dig it.
I dig it. This is really cool to me, and thank you so much for letting me be on the air, because you know what? This is weird. I'm broadcasting in my hometown.
Well, you've been involved in the underground music scene for a long, long time. When did you first get into punk rock?
I was 16. I lived in Ashland. I've been around, there's like some weird little garage bands and stuff happening, but me and my best friend, we were like, this is it. And I dropped out of high school and went to Portland and got involved in the hardcore scene from the very beginning, 1980.
So did you know the Poison Idea, folks?
Yeah, intimately.
Yeah, okay.
Well, my very first boyfriend ever was Dean Johnson.
From Poison Idea?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you still keep in touch with any of those people at all up there?
Yep. And Jerry and me have known each other for a long time, up and down. It's really weird. It's, parallels.
Well, in 1984, the R Radical Records Peace Benefit compilation album came out, and you were singing on that album with a band called Trash, doing a song called Piece of What. And I noticed you have members of Millions of Dead Cops on your lineup with you, right?
Well, yeah, Auschwitz was playing the drums. And actually, the bass player was Glenn Estes, who was one of Poison Idea's first 3 bass players. They did like a roulette for a while.
Wow.
In the very beginning. And, and then Al, had commitments with MDC, so he had to leave the band, and so we changed into Green Death, and then we had the drummer from Condemned to Death, Cujo, playing with us for a while.
Did that band Trash play shows live?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
not so many, but because Al had other commitments, but we did, and we used to rehearse at Cap Street Studios in San Francisco. This would be after the Vats was demolished.
Yeah.
And all that, but yeah, we all go way back to then, and it's crazy because I was also in another band on that album.
Really?
Yeah, called Barely Human.
Ah, I did not know that.
Well, I'll send you the link later. It's a little folkier,
Right.
We used to call ourselves Death Romance or something, but, and I played the bass.
Wow,
and,
okay.
We were totally different, but so Auschwitz, of course, was also in MDC at the time, right?
Yeah.
So it was like 55 international hardcore bands. There's only, I do. Actually, my mom found my original test press, it's not test press, but it's like from the first 100.
Yeah, nice.
And she gave it back to me just the other day.
The vinyl,
I
man.
have a magazine, but damn it. So there's only 2 people out of all 55 bands that are on it twice in 2 bands.
That's pretty neat. Who's the other person?
That's me and Auschwitz.
Oh, okay. So he played drums on both songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
So he always reminds me of that every time I see him, which is kind of embarrassing.
Well, I just got done reading, a little while back, I read Dave Dichter's book from MDC, and of course he mentioned you in the book, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. know, we were roommates, you know,
Really? I didn't know that.
for quite a while. I was at the hospital when his son was born.
So that must have been late 80s, right?
85.
Okay. Yeah, I remember
He was born.
a friend of mine from Wisconsin went on tour back in the day, and he said he ran into Dave in Frisco when he was pushing his son in a baby stroller, and it had to have been right around that same year.
Yeah. We all lived down in the Mission District. It was back when San Francisco was affordable, you know?
Hey, do you remember a band that might have been on tour that came through there a couple times from Kenosha, Wisconsin, called 1096?
No, but you know who I do remember wasn't Personality Crisis from Wisconsin?
Maybe. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm familiar with the band, but not sure where they're from, really.
Yeah, well, I remember Personality Crisis, and I think I know that, but I don't know, it's a long story. But yeah, there was so much. It was so rich in those days. You know, you just go down to Broadway, and then you've got the Mabuhay, and the On Broadway, and the Stone, and, you know, it was like, wow. You know, I'm 17. Well, no, I'm 19, and I'm watching the Dead Kennedys live on stage, and no one's ever going to see this again. You know, like,
Awesome.
you know,
How cool.
it was just a really solid days, halcyon sort of moment.
Who are your
85 in San Francisco? Every band came through.
Boy, and things have changed so much in San Francisco since then, man.
Yeah, it's still my favorite city, though. All the world travels I've had, it's my favorite city.
That's cool.
Always will be.
Who are your like top few favorite punk bands of all time?
Well, isn't that the question? I'll tell you what. I almost feel guilty anymore because the way that every topic has changed. But the band that really changed my life when I was like 16, and I was like, oh yeah, I heard the Sex Pistols. That's all right, whatever. You know?
Yeah.
But I heard X the first time, Los Angeles, that album when it first came out.
Nice.
And I was like, wow, this is poetry.
It is.
Know?
It really X-Zine and John Doe, right?
Yeah. And I was really blown away by it. And that was like the moment I decided. I listened to the whole album front to back, and it was like, that's it. I don't care. I'm dropping out of high school. I need to be in a punk rock band. I need to go find all those people that are talking about in these songs. You know, I can't sit in a small town, but I love Ashland now.
Yeah. That's cool. I really like Southern Oregon a lot, but when I was younger, I probably wouldn't have liked it so much because I was more
right.
But it's a nice place because of the nature being so close and stuff. It's chill for me,
Well, it's changed so much. That town was like dirt roads,
Right.
When I was a kid in the 70s in Ashland,
wow.
I lived at the top of Church Street.
Okay.
Right above the park on Scenic Drive.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
I bet you saw a lot of changes here.
Oh yeah. My dad makes fun of me. He goes, "Yeah, and she thinks that Ashland's too intolerant for her."
Wow.
But it's my hometown. I went to junior high there, and a little bit of high school that I did, and.
Well, we really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. Can you tell everybody before we let you go about your radio show? You have your own show that you host. What's the deal with your show?
Outrage Radio on www.kusrradio.com on Thursday evenings from 6 to 10 p.m. on the West Coast side. We play hobo punk.
Lots of great tunes, man.
Anything and everything I catch in my craw, basically,
Yeah, we dig it.
I play you a lot, sir.
Thank you,
Reverend.
Thank you, and I apologize. No, I was kidding.
No, it's good stuff,
Well,
and you and I have known each other for a few years, but we met through internet radio. So how cool is that?
Yeah, I've known you for about 6 years now, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Time flies, man.
Well, we met really through the Hollow Bodies.
Yeah, I met you at Johnny B's when I first like played here and stuff, man. Like 2010, I think, 2011.
It was cold that night.
It was. You remember. Well, listen, Angie,
Yeah.
we've got a lot of stuff to get to, but I really wanted to talk to you on the show. I'm super happy you came on. But
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. There's nothing like that. That's really cool.
well, we're gonna play your song "Trash" from the 1984 Peace Benefit Comp. The song is called
Yeah.
Piece of What. I wanted to say thanks again for taking the time, and we'd like you to come back on another time, man.
I'd love to. Maybe bring a song.
That'd be rad.
Thanks so much for
All right,
calling.
thank you.
Angie
Thank
Mima.
you, Tracy.
Angie
Thank you,
Mima,
hon.
everybody. Give her a round of applause. Woo! Have a good night, my friend.
you.
Rock on, man.
Rock on and keep Kurt safe.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Punk rock.